This is Breadsticks, and you're listening to the best Wild Hearthstone podcast, Born to be Wild.
Greeting, traveler.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Born to be Wild, a Wild exclusive Hearthstone podcast where we have fun hanging out with friends, talking about the Wild format of Hearthstone and spotlighting members of the Wild community. I'm your host, as always, Nate Wolf, here tonight on another beautiful Friday, just to briefly share about my week. Today has been a very interesting day for me because it is snowing in Portland, Oregon, where it does this like never. And so everybody is losing their collective minds. I worked from home today and we got to go play in the snow, which is cool. I think a lot of different parts around the world, this is normal. Like Mike, you're probably used to snow all the time. This never happens to us. And so kind of had fun out in the snow earlier today. And that was pretty cool. My kid was super excited. And so we got to do that. I think we're supposed to get another, 5 inches overnight or something like that, and everything should be back to normal by Monday or Tuesday. But anyways, it's been a little bit out of the ordinary, and then had kind of a fun time this week. Got to stream a little bit, hung out with Ben from work, and hit Legend this week, so that was cool. It was cool. Did a little co-op session. We built a Reno lock deck and took it to Legend, came in at 423, which is not bad. It was kind of a brutal climb, though. I mean, I probably spent 6 hours at rank 1, just going back and forth and played a handful of different decks, but this is the one that kind of like finally did it. Anyways, that was kind of my week. Joining me, as always, two of my favorite people. Mike Lowe, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great tonight, Nate. Yeah, my week's going pretty smooth. Been working from home. Haven't been working inside of the facility. Been enjoying that. As far as weather, it's freezing out here. It's like negative 6 degrees Celsius. A lot of people don't like Celsius, so
you just got to keep using
Celsius so that people educate themselves. I've learned that this is the only country that refuses to use Celsius. So if you want to know how cold it is, go check that out. Other news. Did some streams this week. It's pretty cool. Pretty low key. Been playing more of this deck. I started playing hold on to grab my whiteboard because this deck is starting to come on the rise. So I have to make sure I pull out the whiteboard with all the notes.
Mike Lozaki.
23 days ago. So been playing this deck for a little bit. It's pretty cool. We talked about it last week, and I had a list I actually made first, prepared, but I wanted to bring the list, kind of like a dummy list, just to see what would happen, because as my girlfriend made me aware of, she made me believe that this podcast, like, we're really like the tastemakers for this format. Every time we talk about certain decks on this show, they just seem to pop up and bubble out throughout the weekend, the next 3 or 4 days.
Are you saying that it's our fault that Secret Mage is running rampant?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, we did.
Yo, check it. Yeah. But like for 6 days straight, everybody's playing different variants of this deck we talked about last week. So I had made it known in the circles that I'm in that I had a list that I had played before this list came on our show. So for all the others who have different variants, it is good to see it. But to end my week, just know I have the ultimate version, 0 mana, 30 damage. How you doing, Hydra?
I'm doing really good. I had a pretty decent week. Like you guys saying, it's cold, but it's not that cold. We hit actually this morning in my truck on the way to work. For me, this is not that cold, but you and your -6, that's where we were sitting at. But I'm from a place where my father sent me a screenshot, and it was -42 degrees Celsius.
Oh
where my
God.
dad lived. And with the wind chill, -52. I'll upload that screenshot to the Discord. -42 and -52.
Screenshots.
But, yeah. It was brutal. So I'll take the -6 degrees any day.
Yikes.
So I'm okay. It's supposed to snow here too this weekend. My kids' soccer's canceled because they do their outdoor socially distant soccer with their masks and not allowed to touch each other and stuff. But other than that, this week I did something that I thought I would never do.
Are you sure you want to talk about it on the show?
Wait, whoa.
No, I played a deck that I hated. I've always hated, and I decided to give it a try. I've always hated Big Priest. I thought it was like the worst thing you could play, and it's just like you high roll, you win, you stomp. It's the most annoying thing to play against. Back with Barnes, people coined Barnes out and everything. And I don't know, saw that apparently people are playing it again, so I thought, what the heck? I need Priest wins. So I picked up Slizzle's list, and I promptly went 28-6 on day one.
Gross, wow.
28-6. It was absolutely ridiculous. It's like I couldn't lose. And like the secret mages had no chance. I don't think I lost to a single one. The only thing that I know I consistently lost against was Raza Priest. They just seem to always get me.
They can go over the top, yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah. But that was who I was losing to. Other than that, like the games were over. The one thing that sucks about playing the deck the most that I found is when you queue into the mirror and you guys are just both summoning your boards over and over and over again and trying to figure out the trades, and it's just
the secret spicy tech is a mass dispel. You pop one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then that's a good idea. I might throw that in. But I built that on. I had everything on NA, but I built it on EU as well. I just don't have Sphere of Sapience, but it still does really good.
Yeah.
So that's basically been my week. I didn't ladder throughout the week at all. I find I like laddering on the weekend. I don't like going to bed thinking about the last stupid game I played or something if I'm not happy. So I've been saving laddering for the weekends, and during the week I've just been playing Battlegrounds or leveling. Actually, I've been filling out my classic collection because we'll talk about that later, but on the other accounts, making sure I've got all those cards. But that's basically been my week. Nothing too exciting.
I think what you said, I think that's a certain age bracket. I don't know where the age starts or ends, but like saving that certain push for the weekend.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm way past it now, but I used to be at that point where I was like, say, do it on the weekdays or every day. But now I'm just like, why not just wait till like Friday, Saturday? Like, why am I doing this on a Tuesday or Wednesday?
I do that too.
So stupid,
yeah. Yeah, I got no reason to do it on my weekday night. Last night I was up playing Skyrim just because I bought it in VR. It's kind of cool.
All right, you guys. Enough about you. We got a special guest. We got a really special guest with us tonight. So, who is it? Hey, so we got Hearthstone player, gamer, content creator, and musician. Welcome to the show, YungHunt. Good to have you, dude.
Welcome,
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited to have you on the show. Hey, so for people who aren't as familiar with you, like, tell us about yourself. Like, what is your origin story, as much or as little as you want to share, but who is YungHunt?
Well, my real name is Austin Hunt. My dad would call me Mr. Hunt all the time, and I was a younger version of him, so I just put Young in front of it, and 8 characters is normally the max number of characters you can put in for a username for games back in the day, so I shortened it to YUNG and dropped the space, and it worked perfectly for every game I played, so that's what I've been using.
Hey, there you go. Okay.
That's dope. I like that.
But I don't play Hearthstone really much anymore, and a lot of people that watch me were asking me why, and I think this is a good time because I really did like the community. But about 3 or 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with, without getting too dour, like I'm hyped to be here. I want to let y'all know it's not going to be the whole show.
No, speak your truth.
But I was diagnosed with a host of mental illnesses, bipolar, what else? Borderline personality disorder, persistent depressive disorder, generalized anxiety, all these sorts of things. And it's been a journey trying to navigate life with that newfound information. And until recently, I wasn't really doing much with my life. So after I found that information out, I moved in with my girlfriend and I was streaming. And like, this is the reason why I started streaming. I hit Legend for the first time after I started taking medication, getting better on that and stuff. Yeah. And I was playing Hearthstone, garnering an audience, a community, people to talk to, which was helpful. I was just doing things that I wanted to do for a really long time that I was too stuck to do or too afraid to do or whatever. Fast forward a couple of years, and Hearthstone is the most expensive that it's ever been. And every expansion was like you could pre-order the expansions for $50 to $80, but that would only get you like half of the expansion. And I started streaming as a compromise to doing what I want and doing something lucrative. And I figured I could do something lucrative by building this Twitch audience, and that wasn't the case. And my girlfriend and I had to pay bills, and streaming wasn't really working out. So I switched to a different path. I got a job, but with mental illness, I have trouble working. So I was having panic attacks at work. I couldn't sleep because of the dread of having to go to work and stay there for 8 hours and all sorts of stuff. So recently, my girlfriend and I moved from Texas to Idaho to be around her family and stuff like that. And a little bit has changed about like my attitude about life and like how to I found a little bit of purpose. And about a week ago, I ran into another wall where I could see myself returning to the dark places that I used to go. And that's another reason why I stopped streaming again, was to regroup, make sure I'm okay, find resources to help me out of this dark place, because I definitely don't want to go back there. It's not a good place to be. So I'm trying to find whichever avenue that's both most lucrative and doesn't cause panic attacks.
Yeah, for real.
Like I'm trying to work on music, like, because music has saved my life quite literally several times over the course of my life. Is probably like my best friend. Music, I want to get into voice acting. People have told me I have a nice voice. I can do other voices.
Dude, so you guys missed it. Before we started recording, I got to hear just a sneak peek of your singing voice. And dude, your voice is amazing. I'm just telling you.
Man.
I am not a singer. I'm definitely not a singer.
Nah, you got it.
Yeah, you got it for real. So over this week, I was watching some of your Twitch VODs and some of the stuff on YouTube. And there were a couple things that I wanted to say. Number one, I think you've got excellent choice in video games. We end up playing a lot of the same stuff. So I was really excited to see some Hades on there. And one of my favorite games of all time, Ori and the Blind Forest. And I picked up the sequel and haven't had a chance to touch it yet. But absolutely beautiful game. And then you had posted something on there that really resonated with me as well. It was one of your TikTok videos where you were talking about having a fear of failure that caused you to sort of atrophy creatively, and that you were getting over that, you know, to start pushing past that to create again and start creating music. And it was really inspiring. I'm not just saying that. I think it was it really struck a chord for me.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's the goal, is to not only inspire me but other people. And I want to be that's another reason why I left like streaming and stuff like that, is because I didn't feel like I would find my people there. And by my people, I mean like just creatives that want to change whatever situation that they're in and like learn how to do something. And like a lot of the artists that I see that are successful have a community of people that do a bunch of different stuff very well. Like Lunar, he's my favorite artist. He has people on his team that do art, film, that know music theory, how to elicit certain reactions out of people with these series of notes and things like that. So those are things that I want to learn and be around people that know. So
that's true. Yeah, that is a good viewpoint.
Well, and I think there's something to be said too for surrounding yourself with people who are going to lift you up and not bring you down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you want to be surrounding yourself with people who are not going to be doing something to like motivate you. When I say that, like, not people who are going to push you in the sense of like annoy you, but like they're doing something so creative, you're in such awe that you're trying to push to match that. You know what I'm saying? So I get where you're coming from, man. You got to be around people who inspire you.
For sure.
Totally.
Yeah. And not only that, during this time, during Black History Month, I have found that there is like a revolution going on within like the music scene, and just like things that Black people are involved in, mainly with like people are becoming more financially literate and educating themselves and becoming more aware of what's going on around the world, and diving into different areas of life that affect everybody, and speaking up about their experiences and creating opportunities for other people coming up so it's not as hard for them. And the music that I listen to has drilled that message into me. Like, it's been bad for me. Look where I'm at. You can do it too. So I'm trying to internalize that and push forward. But with mental illness, it's very difficult. So finding the proper professional help can be difficult. And yeah.
I'm glad to hear that you're, taking the right avenues that you need to and trying to do the best you can for yourself and surround yourself with the right people. It seems to be like you're doing really well and you're following a right path. For what it's worth, man, when you were streaming Hearthstone regularly, I was watching you all the time.
Yeah, I remember seeing
Same
you
here,
around. Like I always really liked when you guys came around because you're very like honest and open and funny and just like all around good.
Don't backseat ride. Don't tell you how to play. Let you think for yourself. Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Like I don't mind backseating as long as you're not an a-hole about it.
Miss Lethal.
Yeah, like I don't mind jesting. I don't mind prodding and poking. It's all in good fun. But like when you're actually mad, then there's a problem.
Okay. All right. So when people do that in my chat, I'm going to do the shout out command. Shout out YungHunt. Send them to your channel. Like, he loves that. Take that over there. Missed me with that, yo.
Before I was in my more office job that I have now, I was working out on the shop floor, and I would keep my phone under like a shop towel, under a rag with the YungHunt stream open. And when I was like near the machine I was working on, I'd like pull the rag up and I'd be watching the stream from under the rag. Boss would come by, and I'd be like, "Oh, cover it up."
That's
like,
funny.
Where's that sound coming from? Nowhere. No.
Those streams are awesome. I remember prior to you getting the stinger and all the new layout and the updates, and then the day you revealed it, like ever since that moment, dude, I've been like trying to chase that and like trying to get to that. So like just know like the streams you put on, the community you have, I don't want to say had, the community you have, like I'm glad to be a part of. And like ever since I was doing like those mobile streams, laying on that mattress on the floor, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to compete with you, but trying to like follow in your footsteps as like somebody who's Black American streaming on Twitch, not afraid to use a camera, has an audience. Because a lot of people who are Black who stream have the camera off because they're afraid of what's going to happen, you know what I'm saying? So just that aspect, I was like, I respect him for that. Whether you're afraid of it or not, just the fact that you'll do it, and like you were welcoming, you're inclusive, like, and you're just a cool dude, you're a good player, a great player. So Joe, just know, just like Hydra, like I was watching too, like I always had that notification on, like I had two phones, you know what I'm saying? So I was always watching. So I'm glad you're here, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You can ask Nate. I was pulling for you to be on the show. I was like, I want YungHunt. And I never said it's a Hydra, but the first time he mentioned your name, it caught me off guard because I was like, how's Hydra know YungHunt? Because it never clicked in my head that he was in your streams until like he started to talk more about it, and he kept bringing your name up, and I was like, oh snap, man, I never thought about it. So like it's just cool, like the way this month works out, where each guest has like a backstory with one of the hosts. So yeah, I'm excited for each week, but it's just cool like how each week like we're all like tight knit in a different way.
Yeah, Nate, you know that one time you popped in to spectate me and you saw me playing this like jankiest Even Hunter thing, and you were wondering what the heck was going on? That's a deck that YungHunt hit Legend with.
Okay, that's funny because Electric Sheep City actually was playing that deck before I played with it, and he was having some success with it. I switched it up a little bit and started playing with it and hit Legend with it. So you can thank Electric Sheep City.
He's like Dr. Dre. He gave me that Mech Paladin deck. I flipped it up. I hit Legend a couple of times too. He's providing all the lists, yo.
You know what? Since y'all are doing this, I'll jump in as well. I did a co-op with him playing Discard Warlock, and we hit Legend together too.
Oh my god! So hold on. I have Sheep to blame for the fact I crafted that Even Hunter in gold. Thanks, Sheep.
Hey, he is the glue that holds us all together.
He really is.
It's all golden thanks to you, Sheep. I was like, this is awesome. It's not even that good.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
Oh, good times.
He's got great lunchtime Lego streams too.
Before we head over to the news section, I did want to plug a couple of things.
Yeah, please do.
Any African Americans listening that may have similar thoughts to me about like the state of the world, I think that it's getting a lot better for sure. There are a lot more opportunities that you unfortunately have to dig for out there. Like there are a bunch of podcasts that like teach people about the history of like religion or financial security, like in America anyway. That podcast is Black History Year. There are filmmakers like David Digg who made Blind Spotting that are talking about the Black condition, and they're making music about it. Even white artists or Latino artists are talking about their experiences for their culture. And I'm not too sure about the other cultures, but in Black culture, like people are getting a lot more opportunities if you're willing to work for it. So just hang in there.
Agreed.
Awesome.
I'm trying to think if I have any other questions I always wanted to ask you.
I'm an open book. Shoot.
Yeah. No. So I know after Hearthstone, you started playing some Runeterra, right?
Yeah.
So was card games something you were always interested in, or did you make that little jump to play some Runeterra just because you had played Hearthstone, or did you play card games in the past?
No. Well, let me answer like all the parts of the question. I switched over to Legends of Runeterra because Hearthstone was expensive, and it was something new that I thought that would gain traction because I saw the potential that it had. But unfortunately, that potential has fizzled out. It's still growing, but I hadn't always really been into card games. I was really a first-person shooter, third-person shooter kind of guy, Call of Duty, Gears of War. And I started playing Hearthstone in 2017, and I think it was like right after Gadgetzan came out, and that's when I became obsessed with like Druid and stuff like that. And I found an affinity for the game when I was talking about earlier, when I moved in with my girlfriend and started streaming. I wasn't really good at the game. I'd never climbed past rank 9, and this was back before they switched up the rank system. And once you got to rank 10, you had to get like 10 or 5 stars per level. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. So I never made it past rank 9. And then when I started streaming, I hit Legend that next month, like Hunter.
Wow.
So that was the point where I was like, you know what, I can do this. This is fun, and this is like I'm good at it. Let's play. And then later I switched to Runeterra.
That's cool.
Did I answer all of your questions? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just curious if like background, because sometimes a lot of people get into card games because they played them before, but I'm like you in that fashion. I did not at all. I didn't touch a single card game before Hearthstone, other than kids at school tried to get me to play Magic in like 1996. And I was like, that's stupid. And now I regret my decisions. I should have did it.
I did want to talk about music a little bit too. I saw you started using FL Studio, and I just think it's cool. It was interesting to see your perspective. Some of the TikTok videos talking about, hey, producers and people, pros who use this product, be really cool if you guys had some videos to share with like tips on things that you wish you knew when you got started, or what are your favorite features, or, different things like that. I relate to it a little bit in a kind of different sense, not with music so much, but like I use Photoshop, I do video editing and stuff like that, and some of the stuff is just not user friendly. I mean, you open up the programs and there's 5,000 buttons, and you're like, okay. I downloaded the demo for FL Studio because my son wanted to try it, and it's like when you fly on an airplane for the first time and you look in the, you're boarding and you look back in at the cockpit and there's 8 million buttons on the dashboard there, and you're like, oh my God, like you wouldn't even know where to start. And like, I don't want to touch anything because it might explode. And I, applaud you. I think you just got to get started with it. So how's that coming for you?
Not so great, because like right after I made that TikTok that you're talking about, like I tried to record another episode and I just felt overwhelmed and defeated at what I want to accomplish is getting in the way of me starting. So like I want a community of people that I can like go to with an idea, with no judgment, and just like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is where I'm at. Like, can we help each other get there? And unfortunately, you can't really build that until you network and build an audience. And also the overwhelming nature of the program, like you were saying, with all the buttons, bells and whistles, it's very hard to get into if you don't really know how to start and like what to practice and things like that. Like someone left a comment on one of my videos that said, learn things about music theory. So I'm studying people like Kendrick Lamar and Childish Gambino and the artists that I really like, and I'm looking at those producers and those behind the scenes that help make it happen, and I'm learning quite a bit. So that's the direction I'm going right now.
Yo, YungHunt, you just remember something. Oh my goodness. So at first I was gonna say I saw your YouTube video where you said like you were gonna do a series where we're all just gonna learn music together. So initially I was gonna say I like that idea, keep it going, I want to watch. But something you just said made me realize or remember on the thread somebody mentioned music theory, and like me myself, it must have been like zeitgeist because like I didn't ask you, I just kind of saw your video, somehow it made its way to me. So I was like, yo, I've been kind of wanting to like learn music. I'm 33 years old, took forever. So I look at this statement and I go to music theory, and then it leads me to this site where it's like it has like this beat maker and it shows you like the basics. And later on tonight I'll show you in Discord. But I made this thing on my phone. So because of your video, I actually like stumbled my way into stop procrastinating, and I started like teaching myself about that. So like if I can be like, I don't know, a student of yours or in your classroom learning stuff from you, I'd like that too, because like I don't know a lot, but I want to learn some stuff. So if that'll help,
like that helps a lot. Like that helps lower a lot of my anxiety about making the video, because like I feel like if I make it, like my goal is not to get views on the video. My goal is to find people that are similarly interested so that we can learn together, potentially make friends and stuff like that. But like when I don't get any feedback on the video, it kind of makes me take a step back. So you telling me that makes me want to make another video, because I had no idea that was happening.
I'm not BSing. So, like, I'll show it to you later so you believe me. I've been trying to remember, like I forgot where I got that website from, or the idea. I was like, where did I get this freaking music theory thing from? But I was like, I don't remember, man. I was like, it was like 3 a.m, et cetera, you know. I'm excited you're here.
Yeah. Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that.
Well, and I'll say, like, there's a lot to be said about, you know, learning from other people. Different people have different strengths, and like, man, I don't even know where to start with music. You know, if you ever need Photoshop or something like that, you know, or even someone to bounce ideas, you know, I'm happy to do this. And it's kind of funny we bring them up. I spent, oh my God, probably an hour plus talking to Sheep earlier today. I said, hey, can I chat with you for 5 minutes about I got a question about OBS, and I want to ask you this question about Streamlabs and your Stream Deck. And then we chatted for probably an hour, maybe it was an hour and a half. It was like a long time, and it was just a good, like, oh, since you're here, let me ask you about this thing. Oh, let me ask you about this thing. I'm so sorry, like, but can I ask you one more question? And he was so gracious.
Did he ask you lawyer stuff? Did he get free advice?
No, he didn't actually.
Oh, fail.
I think that there's a very welcoming community that is, you know, oftentimes available to bounce ideas off or ask questions, and people are very gracious about that. And so it's been a good experience for me, this whole podcasting thing. Made a lot of friends and stuff, and learned a lot along the way.
I love that, and I want that. There's a one of my diagnoses is generalized anxiety and like social phobia. So I'm interested in everything. Like I'm moderately decent, or I know a decent amount about a little bit of everything. But when I get into already established groups of individuals, it's a little bit overwhelming to like get in there and mingle, and like, because there's so much that I don't know about the culture of that group. And like I sit on the outskirts and learn a little bit, but I never really get in and mingle. Like going into your Discord, I want to type some stuff, but it just feels weird. It feels disingenuous to go into someone else's community and just I'm not sure if I know what you're saying.
I know exactly what you're saying. And don't feel bad about it. Don't feel that you have to take your explanation back. I know exactly what you're saying. You're totally valid in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not that the community that exists right now is weird. It's more of how you feel stepping into it. I've had that feeling stepping into other areas, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I should like speak up here. Do I have the space? Am I like a lot of different thoughts? And then as it's all stirring, I do the Homer Simpson. I just kind of back up.
No, I'll tell you what though. The only thing that we don't tolerate in the Discord is like nonsense. People come in there and start calling names or do drama or, whatever like that. We put a quick stop to that. And aside from that, but even that, it doesn't really happen. It happened once or twice and we resolved it super quick. And, from then on, it's been pretty welcoming, but I understand, everyone kind of moves at their own pace. And I feel like for me personally, it's a pretty safe space. But yeah, I mean, you got to do what's right for you 100%, and there's no judgment at all.
But there's some changes coming to Hearthstone. Maybe that'll bring you by once in a while.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting, actually. All right, so let's sort of transition a little bit. I'd like to talk about some news and stuff, but first I want to bring up Mike, chat about our listener series and where we at with that.
All right. So week 1 is wrapped up. First place, we got a tie here. Labor Sangre, Dr. Bomb, Torta Boy, and Wildcard all are in first place with 3-0 match records. Ooh. The one person who is most upset about this, Dr. Evil, coming in 5th place. Man, I know she is super pissed. But she's gunning for first place. I think she's gunning to take everybody out. So
I have to play her this week.
I might have just... Oh,
I know I'm in trouble.
I might have just made the mistake and fired up a little more. Sorry.
I already know. I'm in trouble. She's an absolutely amazing player, and so more power to her. Anyways, so this week was Death Rattle week.
Yeah, so
I haven't played my matches yet. We're playing tomorrow night, but it's going to be a blast. And I think I saw Labore play last night. Some people have played, some people haven't. So we're like right on the cusp of the new week, but different rules each week, and that's exciting.
Yeah, really exciting. Makes it different where it's not the typical ladder meta. So this week is Death Rattle week. We got some matches in. Right now, Sublime is in the lead with 3-0. I do want to say for week 1, Players of the Week, this award is special because at the end of the season, the player with the most Player of the Week awards will be the MVP, and they will win 7 packs. Nice. Of their choosing.
Nice.
You said something. Sorry. I was going to breathe a little bit. So the players of the week for week 1 are Dr. Bomb, Turtle Boy, Labor Sangre, and Wildcard for those 3 O's. Sorry, Taylor. I know you really want that, but I'm not trying to gash up against Nate. I'm excited for week 2 to see who gets players of the week. So a lot of people have been asking in Discord when the challenge for week 3, they're asking when is it going to be? And I was thinking, we could do a stream Sunday, or we could just spin the wheel here live on Born to Be Wild Friday night. What do you guys think?
Spin the wheel.
Let's do it live. All right. Heck yeah.
Man, all this, watching all this is just, it's so cool. I didn't jump into the series just because I was afraid I wasn't going to have time for it. And now I have regrets of just watching everybody have so much fun with their decks.
Dude, we had someone new. Slight just joined. So
yeah, before we spin the wheel, I do want to say this listener series is different from any other series out there. I know there are a lot of great content creators in the Wild format that have cropped up and started to put tournament series together. I do believe we are the tastemakers, so I will take credit for that. Thank you. Our series is very inclusive. Anytime, any point, anybody can join. The disadvantage will be if you do not join week 1, where you will fall back in playoff points. Mm-hmm. But if you are looking to join the tournament series based on the format, where it's different every week, everybody is welcome to join. There is a sign-up sheet inside the Discord. Come join us.
There you have it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not too late, and it's fun. And honestly, even if you aren't here to win a placement or win prizes, this is a fun place to come compete with special rules each week. And the beauty of this versus your THL, and I think THL is awesome, don't get me wrong, but my experience with THL has been you're playing ladder decks every week, and it's just different. It encourages deck building, and so you definitely see different things each week, and it really has been an absolute blast. All right, here we go.
Let's do it. Drum roll, please.
Ooh, no minions week. Mike, do you have to spell it out?
I do not have to spell it out.
Oh, I hope Ridiculous Hat is listening.
It took me 2 times to hear and spell it out for me to get it. Oh my god. That's a good one.
So week 3 will be spells only. No minions. You can play hero cards, no minions.
Ooh.
You can play spells that give you minions. You cannot put minions in your deck.
I have a question.
Go for it, sir.
Can you put new Cthulhu in here because he doesn't go in your deck? He will be 4 spells in your deck.
Yes, you can.
Ooh.
There we go.
Ooh.
That's spicy. All right.
I was expecting a no.
And we can put weapons in too, yeah?
Yes, you can.
Just no minions. All right. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. See, you guys are missing out if you're not part of this. New Cthulhu is literally a minion. The commissioner has spoken. Doesn't matter.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, it counts. Do I have a gavel around here? You got that Murloc sound ready?
Sure.
The Cthulhu counts. It's spell week. I need a gavel in this. Bang. Move on with the show.
Oh, God.
Next order of business.
And yes, the judge has spoken. The commissioner has spoken. It is what it is. We're moving on to the news. Hydra, what do you got?
Okay, we talked about this last week, but it's here. The Lunar New Year is finally upon us, and so we got our free packs. If you want to do all your quests, get those done. You get 9 packs, so no excuses. They're super easy. Even if you hate standard, you can actually just queue and you can quit 5 times and still get your decks.
Dude,
your cards.
People have been giving me crap all week because Schmoopy posted a standard secret mage list in the Discord. Oh my God, I think he took it to legend in standard. And then I borrowed it to do my 5 standard quest. And I keep getting flamed by everybody. Like, why are you playing standard? Why are you playing standard? I'm like, dude, I got a legendary quest. I want my free packs.
YungHunt, have you taken advantage of this? I know that you haven't been playing the game as much as you used to, but it's an expensive game, and these are free packs. So if you haven't already, I jump in and do these. Have you touched these at all?
No, I am at this point 2.5 expansions behind. There's no catching up unless I spend some money. So
I'm done
with Hearthstone.
That's an interesting point. It's unfortunate with the game. I think once if you're not able to keep up with it, it's like trying to get back is really got to be difficult.
Late 2019 or early 2020, I spent an exorbitant amount of money on packs. And you guys may know what I'm talking about, but I had well over 1,000 packs to open over the course of a few days, and I still did not have a full collection. That was a turning point for me.
Back then,
I think this may be before the new protection, right? Because we've always had there's no duplicate legendaries originally, but now there's no duplicate anything.
That has made it better for collectors for sure. It's helped quite a bit.
So if you haven't done all these quests yet, do them. This also comes along with the new, if you would like to buy the new skins, you can purchase the new skins. I was a little led astray, and I think maybe some people were when they first announced these. They said you could buy them for $25 for all 4, and that they would be $10 each. But to our surprise, that is not how it works. There are 2 of them are $10 each, but the other 2, I believe, Rogue and Warrior, are bundled together.
Those guys held them hostage. They held the Rogue portrait hostage. I'm not surprised, but oh geez. After last week, I firmly agree that this stuff is priced way too high. I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where this stuff comes out and I can drop money on it, but I realize that a lot of people aren't there, and it's really expensive, dude. $25 on cosmetics still feels bad.
Yeah, these easily could have been half the price. I also purchased them because I love them. I like having the cosmetics. It's a silly thing with me. If a cosmetic comes and I know it's not going to come back, I'm like, I gotta get it now. I personally grabbed them. You said you got them. Mike, did you end up grabbing any of these?
Unfortunately, I don't have the funds to. No, I'm funless. I'm a fun guy, but I'm funless with a D. Yeah.
With the D. Yeah. Is it something that so from your perspective, does it bum you out? Is it something that you're kind of ticked off? It's so expensive. Or do you just not really care? The cosmetics don't bother you to have or not to have? Take it or leave it?
Hell no, I don't care. Look at this. Yo, I got my Nintendo Switch. I have my girlfriend's Nintendo 3DS. Bro, you think that's bugging me?
No, I'm just saying because I would assume that there are people that want this, right? That they're like, hey, that's really cool. Like there's an audience out there, gamers that want these things, but they're like, well, I'm going to school or like whatever. Like I can't have this kind of stuff.
So, I do agree with you, Hydra. And so, to be serious, there are people who do want it, who can't afford it. I'm not in the position Nate is exactly, more of like a degree removed or wherever else on this tree. I have like other things that I can occupy my time with, where I won't be upset that I don't have the cosmetic. But you are right where you say that there are people who wish they could have it. So that kind of stinks that it's $25. Damn.
They get you, right? Because this stuff is collectible, especially, I mean, card games in general and sort of the nature of card players. This stuff, we start collecting and then they have us, right? Where they say, hey, here's this cool thing and it's only available for 1 week and this is how much it is and it's not coming back. And I have been fortunate enough, for a while to be able to spring for this stuff when it comes back. I mean, I don't talk about it that much, but I've been in places like you guys where I was broke, no job, no money and all that. And dude, I will never forget when the Shaman Hero, the Thunder King portrait came out for Shaman and they had that bundle. It was
the Thunder King.
Yeah, the Thunder King. They had that bundle come out and it was like the cards I don't care about, but they're like, hey, the shaman skin and it costs $20 and it's available for 1 week. And like, dude, I was so flat broke. I remember Reno Jackson let me borrow $20 so that I could buy that skin. And I remember like a couple weeks later getting paid. I'm like, here's like my only $20 and like, all right, Reno, here you go. I'm paying you back. It seems kind of exorbitant, but it feels bad, right? As a collector to miss one of these things. And so,
yeah. It's like you spend a lot of your time in this world of Hearthstone, and there are things that pop up and collectibles you can get, and like if you happen to miss it and you're scrolling past, you have everything like card back. So you scroll, and then there's a grade spot. It like for me, because I'm an achievement hunter, I'm a collector. It makes me so mad that I didn't start playing this game on alpha and have everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It's that fear of missing out, FOMO. It's a phenomenon that happens. And also the sunk cost fallacy plays a little bit here too. You're invested. So you want these things, but they're very expensive.
They kind of get you, right? Like Nate, you said you didn't have any money, but you were like, I'm going to miss out on this. I'm getting it anyway because it's the only time I can get it. Unfortunately, like you're stuck. Like if you want it, you want it, or you got to put your foot down and make a decision that you're not going to do it. And then unfortunately down the road have these regrets. The gray spot, as Austin put it.
Yo, can I speak on that collection thing?
Yeah.
And I don't know who will hear this or how it'll be taken, but what bugs me is like I just started playing, and I'm not good at it. I'm not promoting it, but League of Legends. Mm-hmm. You can pick a bunch of different stuff. You could buy a bunch of different stuff. If I don't say that game, I'll say Fortnite. It's on this Switch right here. There's a bunch of different skins. There's a shop where like I can scroll through a bunch of stuff, and there are a lot of different games that are like that. So where this bugs me in this game is that I don't understand why once they have something for sale, they can't put it in a separate page or in a store page. And over time, all of these sales collect, and then they have like these pages where it's like a catalog of stuff, and like people can just go through and purchase it with whether the sale is gold or it's money, where a lot of different games have all this stuff there for people to buy for whenever people sign into the game. It's weird to me in this game. The energy is like this sale is here for X amount of time and then it's gone. And then when you look at the store, it's like bare bones. The store 7 years later should be, we got Murlocs, I won't curse, but it should be like pimped out. It should be chock full of stuff. It should be loaded. I don't understand why once in a while stuff will come and they just take it away. I'm saying this as a person who who might buy something once in a while if there's stuff there. But there ain't nothing there. I got all the decks and the cards I want. I don't have all the cards, but I got the stuff I want. So like the stuff Iksar doesn't want to happen is happening. Like I got gold and dust just piling up for no reason. Like put all the stuff in the store. All these card backs, skins, let it sit there. Why are you taking it away? I'm gonna shut up.
Well, dude, and Breadsticks had such a good idea last week. It's like, hey, if this stuff cost half the price, people will be buying it left and right. Or same like you said, when you don't make it limited, like, okay, you can get it starting now, and all the diehards will go buy it right away. And for people who want to save up a bit before they get it, like, cool, just put it in the store. And, you know, when you get around to, you save up enough gold or you get paid or whatever, then you can grab it then. But then I think it excludes people, right? Because that it's like that high pressure sales tactic. You have to buy it now or you can't have it at all.
I think that's the point.
And like, screw that though. I mean,
it's pretty shifty.
Yo, there's so many video games. I play Mobile Legends on my phone. Like this, they do it. Fortnite, Smite, like all these different games that are digital. Apex, Overwatch, they have all this stuff in the store. It just sits there because they know people. Yo, I played NBA 2K for 3 years straight, working at this kitchen as a line cook. Everybody played 2K. Everybody spent money on VC. I thought it was dumb. People got me the cards and they bought it for me. Yo, hundreds of dollars. Like, it's crazy. I'm not trying to take people's money, but like when they do stuff like this, like I see it in chat, $31.50 in Canada for 4 skins. Okay, let somebody save some money over 6 months, then they can get it. But then you take it away. It's just kind of weird, exclusive stuff. It's just put it in the store.
If these 4 skins are available for a week and a half or whatever, and my paycheck didn't come in that week and a half, I missed it now.
I just want to point out, every time you say foreskin, Breadsticks is laughing. I hope he listens to this. I'm just saying.
We got some other news. We had a Chinese card back competition, which was a really cool event that was run starting at the end of last year, and they gave away, for the number 1 prize, you got $4,600 USD, and the card that we have here that you can see if you're watching this live or watching the video is really, really cool. This is the number 1 prize winner. It has an eye in the middle, and it has what looks like feathers around the eyeball for what I'm guessing is a bird or something. It's super cool. If you can see this, if you haven't looked these up, we can share the link to these. There's a lot of really cool art here, and I want all of these. They're really, really cool. I don't think like they
really are,
because they're going to put this one in, from what I understand, is going to be available in game.
Yeah,
that you can get for first prize, and all of like the runners up after this, they're just awesome.
I like this one. The second I saw it, it made me think of like a parade. You know, like when they have like people.
Yeah. This is.
Like the dread.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like
okay.
Dragon.
Yeah. Now, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now I see it now.
Rush hour.
Yep. Anyways, these card backs are dope. If you guys want to check them out, there's some really talented artists and some really good designs. Check out the link that we posted in chat, the link in the show notes.
So we also had Iksar was back at it again. This is the 4th week in a row doing his Ask Me Anything on Twitter. And so that's where you can jump in. And before he started off with a couple hours, now he's really narrowed it down to an hour where you can get in and ask him whatever you would like about Hearthstone. Did any of you guys keep up with this? Were you guys paying attention, asking questions at all?
Definitely not, but not disrespectfully. I'm at the point where I've seen them speak on things that are going to come out for the game. So I think that they have the ability to change things. And he already said they would change things at some point in Wild. So I don't have a question. I think there'd be more sarcastic questions in there. Or I don't know. For me, I didn't need to jump in there. Hopefully it wasn't like an attack on him, because that's got to be tiring.
Yeah, I agree. And no, I saw this. I have the luxury of being on Pacific time, and so it's earlier over here. And okay. I think I had just got home from work or something like that, and I opened up my phone and I saw this, and so I shared the link in the Discord, thinking that sometimes people want to interact or whatever. I jumped in the 1 week, caused a whole giant storm, and I haven't really popped up since then. trying to lay low. So.
Yeah, we didn't get much news since then, really, because that was the wild storm that
Someone casted Volcano.
somebody casted Volcano.
Sorry about that, guys.
I didn't know that was you. I only saw the remnants.
See, they played a shaman spell. Look what happened. Go back to Warlock.
Well, yeah, I jumped in, I dropped the bomb, and then I left, and then like opened it up a couple hours later to like 200 mentions. I was like, oh god.
What did I do?
Insert Steve Urkel. Did I do that?
Yeah. Steve Urkel, that's classic.
All he said was, hey, people ask this every single time there's a patch. No, we're not nerfing Secret Mage. No, we're not nerfing Dark Glare. The end. Like, that was it. Because he does them on Twitter, the threads get super disjointed and messy and difficult to follow. For a couple minutes, I was trying to read through the comments and just see what he chose to answer and what he didn't. And then I was like, you know what? Forget it. Like, Imic will write this up in a nice, beautiful format and post it on Hearthstone tomorrow. And so I'm just not going to touch it, and I'll read his thing later.
Oh, you know what he should do? He should do AMA stream on Twitch.
Yo,
that would be cool.
His moderators would have to be working overtime.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't please everybody, so
No.
you just got to do your job and execute it, and then be okay with it.
Like, you know what people can be like. People are going to be mean, right? Like, and I feel bad when he posts. They are. It like, even when he doesn't post about Hearthstone, people are giving him crap. Like, he posted something like, I've got all these sci-fi novels. Which one should I read next? And it's like, how about do your job and nerf Secret Mage is like an answer.
No, and
like, okay.
I understand the argument that you're in the public eye and you're in a leadership position, but I think that at the same time, you know, I know people who've got anxiety. I know people. Could you imagine, like, that's got to take a toll. You know, you open up your phone and you've got 200 messages and half of them are hate mail. Like, and I don't think, like, as someone who works in management, to just get hated on all the time, like, I understand that, you know, at any given time, I've got people who are not happy with me either, and that goes with the territory, but, like, I still don't think it's right.
It's not, I know the sound bites and the clips will go out, and there are certain circles of like, oh, they're just trying to say the certain things to get on a certain person's side. But in reality, YungHunt had set this up. He pulled back the curtain, explained what was going on in his life, and talked about mental issues. So it's not fair for people to attack one person, put all this blame on this person. Doesn't matter where he is in his life, what status he has. Like, no one should be in his personal business, but like, to keep attacking this dude, and then we're in this age where like there's this direct avenue to him. Like, that's crazy. Like, from the stuff YungHunt was saying, I can't even imagine. Like Nate was just describing, every single day popping up on your phone, and 85% of it is negative, probably more. I'm just throwing a number out there. Like, how much of that percentage is neutral, positive? Like, do you really think?
You're an awful person and you're horrible at your job. Like, that's basically what all of those comments, those negative comments boil down to.
I deal with hate all the time, so I can't even imagine.
It's worse. Like, it's like the same thing happened. Like, I'm sorry if I'm taking it off of personal.
No, please do.
Game developer like Neil Druckmann from The Last of Us 2.
Yep,
like,
I remember that.
They had that huge leak, and I'm sure he's still getting The Last of Us 2 sucked, and you ruined my life, and blah blah blah. It's like, I know this thing is important to you, but there's a line. Like, this is a human being we're talking about, and it's not just him that's the scapegoat here. Like, there's a team, and like, you're too lazy to do your research and like get at the person that like is to blame, quote unquote. I think that mob mentality is too out of control for sure.
I definitely agree. And as Ari Morn brings up in the chat, it even happened when he posted his wedding photos.
Wow.
Anyways, so BlizzCon is coming up, and let me ask you, YungHunt, is this something that, as someone who has taken a big step back from this game in particular, do you partake in any other Blizzard franchises? BlizzCon online this year is all is all free to watch. I think they're going to live stream it from their website or maybe YouTube or both. Are you going to watch this at all?
I wasn't planning on it, but a couple of my girlfriend's family members play a bunch of WoW, and they were talking about it, so we might watch it.
Okay.
I'm more concerned with the stocks and like how the announcements will affect price of Activision stocks, and see how I can make some money.
Hey, there you go.
Like I'm trying to work on ways the things that interest me. How can we make some money?
Capitalize on this.
Yeah,
like
capitalize on your interest.
Yeah, no, I like it.
That's a good angle. Well, we have the official schedule is out now. If anybody's interested in looking at any of the franchises, we have just subtitles of what each section is going to be called. I don't know if we have details on exactly what this means. Just maybe everything they're planning for the future. So
yeah, it says. Sorry to interrupt, but it says join the Hearthstone team and host Brian Kibler for a closer look at what's coming to Hearthstone in 2021. So this will be. We'll probably get to see maybe some new game mode stuff. Maybe we'll get to see some new cards. They might historically they've done this at BlizzCon as they've announced the next expansion. So it might be a little bit early for that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did it anyways.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the one thing that you can always sort of count on is what's next for the expansion and the new game mode is going to be. Like, we have the duels and we have battlegrounds, and whatever this next one I would imagine is going to be announced at this point in time, and we're going to get to hear about that.
I didn't have it in the show notes, but I see it here. There's also something called Hearthstone Innkeeper Impressions, where the guy who plays the voice of the Innkeeper, Terrence Stone, listens to impressions of other people doing Innkeeper voice lines submitted by the community, and then he decides which ones are like his favorite.
That's cool. I like that.
Anybody got a good one? Anybody here got it?
Hold on. Okay. Let me open my diaphragm up. Wherever your journey's taking you. What does he say?
Pull up a chair by the hearth.
Pull up a chair by the hearth. No, that's definitely not it. Okay, I'm gonna stop. This is not going well.
Or the one that we always use, the one that we always steal for the show. What did it say? What did it say? Get ready, boys. We're in for a wild night, or something like that.
Oh yeah, you're in for a wild night, or something like that. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
Golden legendary.
Yeah.
Wow. That's my favorite.
Or just rare.
Epic.
he always gets so excited. He goes, golden, common.
Yeah, cool.
Golden, common. Good stuff. And so that will be the last thing that we have for Hearthstone.
I see they have.
No. There is one more actually. Sorry, take that one, Nate.
Yeah, we've got Bartender Bob's advice.
Yeah. Wait, what is that? That's only 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's 5 minutes. That's kind of weird. Bob, I like Bob because Bob believes in me and you guys.
You know what this is? This is Wildcard's dream. This is his unrelated advice.
Okay.
Don't tell the others, but I'm rooting for you. All right, well, let's talk about the big news. And this will be interesting that we have got a new format coming up. So they introduced something. We have very little details, but there's a new format coming up called the Classic format. And then they're also with this introducing what's called the Core set. And I think this is interesting, right? So they're rotating out Basic and Classic to Wild. They're giving us something called a Core set. This Core set will contain cards from the current Basic and Classic set, some new cards, rebalanced cards, and previously rotated ones. It's going to change every year, and it's completely free for everybody. You get the cards by leveling up each class. If you've already got the classes leveled up, like, you just unlock the full collection instantly. And so, which my Demon Hunter is at like level 20.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
So I'm going to be missing out on some cards apparently. Free is a nice price. It says all cards are rewarded between levels 1 and 10 for each class, so it looks like you don't have to unlock all of them up. And then neutral cards will unlock based on the sum of all of your class levels combined up to the combined level of 60. Golden cards can be unlocked by completing achievements. And it says the set will contain 88 cards returning from Classic, 54 cards returning from Basic, 55 cards returning from Wild. That'll be interesting. 4 cards from Ashes of Outland. They're all Demon Hunter, which makes sense. 4 cards returning from Demon Hunter Initiate. 1 card from the Hall of Fame. They said it's Shadow Form. And then 29 new cards, which are 20 class cards, 9 neutrals. But the idea that we get these for free is super cool. As we were talking about earlier in the show, historically over the years, a lot of what they've done seems like a money grab. And I think it's one thing if it's cosmetics. I mean, I still think it should be cheaper, but when it makes the game difficult to play, if you don't have the cards, you know, putting things behind a paywall sucks. And that's interesting from a free-to-play standpoint. And like Breadsticks was mentioning last week, like he jumped into Runeterra and he said, like, I think he spent $10 on like some kind of bundle or something. But he said aside from that, like within a couple of weeks, unlocked almost the whole set. It's like, holy cow, where this, you got to dump in tons of money.
I can attest to that too, because like I've been playing played Legends of Runeterra for the first like 2 seasons. I came back this season, and with the currencies and stuff that I earned from my time playing, then I have basically every card. Like I'm missing 3 legendaries, and I have the materials to craft it. So it's very free to play friendly.
I mean, I keep saying this, and I guess I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but I think having some legit competition for Hearthstone will be a good thing for them, because they could take a lesson from this, you know.
For these returning cards, it was noted that the ones that are returning may be in a different form, being rebalanced or possible different art. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on what you think may be coming back?
I'll let you guys go first.
Here, I'll give you my hot take on this super quick. Like, okay, when a movie, say there's a movie that's coming out in the theater, and everybody tries to speculate, hey, this movie's going to be the greatest movie ever, especially with like a superhero movie, right? And like, dude, you know that the movie's probably going to suck, but it's going to be really fun. But like, you know, it's not going to win any awards. I'm not even trying to guess, man. Because when you speculate too much, and you build up all this hype in your mind, and then when it doesn't meet up to your expectations, then you get sad. And so for me, I'm not even going to think about it, dude. I'm just going to wait and see what they say, and then like, cool, okay. And probably will be pretty hyped about it, but I think that if I start getting all hyped about it, and honestly, because we play Wild, like, man, I don't care what's returning from Wild. I'm gonna play Wild anyways. Like I get all the cards, so I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of excited to see. Like, I like that they're experimenting and trying new things with the stuff, but I'm trying to not get my hopes up and then be disappointed later. Hey, Austin, do you you know, with all these cards coming out for free, is this something that you would be interested in logging in and getting? I'm just curious of your perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Like it just depends on the way they do it. I'm like you, where like I don't want to speculate and get my hopes up and have the expectation of something and it be something different.
Mm-hmm.
So just on paper, it seems cool, but so did the Tavern Pass, and I'm waiting.
Yeah, I feel you there, Mike. What do you think?
So Nate said it in a different way, but I was gonna say to like save Iksar and people that will freak out. I'm not speculating. I'm just kind of understanding that there are many other things that I have going on. I don't want like my brain to be like, all right, I think it's this, and this, and then every day I sit here like I kind of used to. I will admit, because I feel like being honest to the people who watch us and listen to us is a good thing, so that they can feel okay about relating day in day out. 7-8 hours playing this game, staring, tapping my finger, waiting for something to change. I feel like that's a little too crazy, because then when it's not what I want, people who are fanatical and a little more crazy than I am are the ones who are going to be online, tagging him, flaming him, calling him all kind of crazy things, talking out the side of their neck, doing a degree removed, if not exactly what Nate said, where it's like, not going to hype up and think about this movie. I'm going to walk in fresh, not know what it is, and take it for what it is. So that's where I'm at too. Without Nate leading me there, that's where I already was. I'm excited for everything that's coming, and I just don't want to speculate and ruin that excitement.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's talk about the other mode. So I assume we'll be incorporating this into our show at some point or somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
So, you know, welcome everybody to Born to be Classic.
Yeah.
Hey,
So new format, right? The classic format.
2014.
So classic format will launch alongside the set rotation and next expansion. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around this whole thing. When you log in after the patch for the next expansion, your entire collection of basic, classic, and Hall of Fame cards will be mirrored and available for deck building in the classic format. Players will be able to craft decks and compete using Hearthstone's original 240 cards as they were in 2014 when the game launched. All cards will have their stats, text, and other elements as they did in the 1.0.0.5832 patch. That's back in June 2014. So that's right, I believe, after Naxxramas came out. Which
No, this would be before. This is full classic.
Is it?
Nostalgia
Okay.
format.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Like, this would be full classic, no expansions at all.
So we're
240.
looking. Warsong Commander still gives your stuff charge, right?
Yep.
Leroy costs 4.
4.
It's
Cold Blood 1.
And they said that this format functions the same. It'll have a ladder just like Standard and Wild. So you could hit Legend in Standard and in Wild and in Classic. So it'll have its own
Wait,
ladder.
what?
Yeah.
Yo, we need a soundboard. Say what?
Let's see. What? And so people were starting to talk about, could you play, God, what was that deck? Everybody Get In Here? No? You can't play that, right?
No.
Because that card was in Blackrock Mountain. You know what I'm talking about.
Grim Patron.
Yeah, I was thinking the Grim Guzzler.
Whoa, wrong podcast.
So to save the show, the classic set has exactly 240 cards. Nothing less, nothing more. So a lot of Miracle Rogue. We're going to see Force Roar. The Druid deck that has a charge and the burst is going to be crazy. I'm ready for it, yo. I'm excited.
Leroy, Power Overwhelming, Faceless Manipulator. Oh yeah, like OG Innervate will be back. Everything the way it was
original
when
2014
when the game started. Yeah.
I commend them for this mode because this is, for me, the insurance policy for future stuff that people could potentially get mad about, because it's very easy to be like, hey, go back to 2014, play Classic. There's so many people who will just like veg out in this mode, and this will just be where they're at. Like, I like this because it's lets them create and do other things. When they make this mode, I'm not a creator or game designer, but it makes me, as a basic person consuming their product, understand when they say they need to do certain things for game space and game design. Those words are all foreign to me, but it starts to make sense when I see a classic mode, because now they can do other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is cool. I'm excited.
This is cool. I just like seeing them do stuff. More deck slots, by the way, moving from 18 to 27.
That's huge.
Long time in the works. We've been asking for it for ages. Someone had asked, hey, why, like, what a random number, why do we get 9 more? And the answer was, hey, because the way that the UI works, the easiest thing for us to do is just add an extra page, because right now it's 9 per page. And so, like, all right, cool, now you guys get 1 more page. So whatever, I'll take what I can get. An extra 9 is cool.
Quality of life thing that they could add is, like, give us the ability to rearrange our decks in the order that we want them.
Dude, they added it. Yeah, they added it pretty recently.
Yeah.
Pretty recently. It's if you jump in, what you got to do is your decks are listed down the right hand side. If you click on one and you hold it, you'll see it start to kind of wiggle, and then you can like drag and drop it, and you can rearrange them. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh.
Yep.
I hated that for a long time because it remember it used to force your standard ones up to the top and push all your wild ones down to the bottom. I crafted a card earlier today and I got the giant pop-up. This is a wild card. Are you sure that you want to do this?
Well, if you don't make this card, boy, you don't...
And then the other thing they said is classic packs will now add cards to your collection for the classic format as well as the legacy set in Wild. Cards that were added to the classic set later in Hearthstone's history can't be obtained from the packs and will be available only for Wild mode. And I'm a little bit confused at all of what that meant, but essentially, like the classic packs that I was hoarding, I decided just to open. The comparison is when they changed the classic set a while back, right? There was the new Priest Legendary and there was Brightwing and a couple other Priest cards. People who had been saving their classic packs, you just open them and, like, because of the no duplicates thing, like, you automatically get the new cards. But it sounded like the way that they're reworking this is with this new basic set or whatever they're calling it, the core set, sorry, is that you don't get core set. Everybody gets the core set stuff for free.
Yeah.
And so you're not going to open new cards from classic packs.
Yep.
And so you may as well open them now.
Yeah, just open them now. You get your cards through your achievements of leveling up.
I guess I need to level up my Demon Hunter.
Nate, to speak to what you were saying with having to level up your Demon Hunter, it looks like up to like as long as all of the levels of your classes add up to at least 60, then you'll have all the cards.
Oh, rock and roll. Well, then I'm safe.
As long as your Demon Hunter is 10 and the rest of your classes add up to 60 with that, then you're good.
Nice.
Hey,
all right. Oh, I appreciate that.
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate it. I suck at math. I wouldn't have figured that out. I ain't friendly.
Dude, I disagree with you. I think I've been watching you play Mozaki Mage all week.
Yeah.
Dude, you're good at math. You're really good at math.
No, you just play the cards that are higher first, and then eventually it goes to 0. See?
And you get fingers crossed that you have lethal. Just point everything face.
Oh no, it's guaranteed lethal. You have to cross fingers. It's guaranteed.
If you have them all and you play them all, you'll always win.
Always.
There you go.
Okay, there's one more thing here. The current basic classic set and Hall of Fame. You can still keep basic and classic cards in your collection and play them in wild or duels. You can disenchant these cards if you want. The dust value won't be affected by the rotation. This is how they get away from giving us dust when they put stuff in the Hall of Fame.
Dang. Oh, we getting finessed?
Yeah. All the time.
What?
Yeah, so basically they're rotating everything, but instead of like they would for like Hall of Faming it and like us getting our dust back or whatever, they're just gonna give us the new cards for free. I'm okay with it because we're getting all the other cards to play with nobody has to pay a cent for. So and I keep all my cards anyway.
Yeah, it's a trade.
Anyways, hey, and we got some breaking news while we were. Let me bring it. It always happens. That's why we do this show on Friday nights.
You, man. Friday night.
Hold on, I can't find where I put it. Sorry.
What breaking news do you have?
Here it is. Look, it's so giant on the screen too. There we go.
Oh.
Tweet from Alec Dawson, who's the dude that used to be on the Golden Wisp podcast, is now a game designer. Had a meeting this week where we reverted or partially reverted some nerfs for rotation. It'll be more aggressive than years past, with a lot of cards rotating, so expect a high number of changes, approximately 30. Should be fun.
What?
Dude.
30 nerfs?
30 reverts?
Reverts?
Right?
Oh, are they about to chain Raza back up?
I hope they touch Serenite Chain Gang, make Shutterwalk good again. I'm telling you what, dude, I don't always think that nerfs as a solution are great. I would rather see buffs, and so that we see classes that never see play. So like we could see Shutterwalk seeing some play again. We could see Mage. I don't know. Well, Mage other than Secret Mage, yeah. I mean, whatever. Just different classes than we see right now. It's it's the Caballers, right?
Yeah, I was joking.
See,
yeah,
here we go.
Mage. No, but for real, they could Solarian when they nerfed the Prime, right? Like that didn't affect Wild, right? Like they could do that. Albatross, some of the Galakron stuff in Shaman and Rogue, right? I think I talked over you. My bad.
No, you're good. I want Jades to be good again,
dude.
Oh,
yeah, it's hilarious now. I think in Jade Druid, you're playing one Jade card. It's not even like they call it that because
Jade Idol's the only card.
Yeah.
It's
3 mana red card. Like that's it. If that.
I think this could potentially be a pretty good shakeup for them. Like people getting sad that the Wild meta is stale. This would potentially do it. And
at rotation, that's the perfect time.
Ooh, man.
Yo, if
well,
I'm speechless. You see me reacting? Yo.
Well, I like it, right? Because not only would you have new cards to play with, you've also got old cards that are now different. And so it shakes up everything.
We'll see.
Oh my god. Wait. Before I get too geeky. Does any of this news touch Mana Worm?
Ooh.
Oh. Interesting.
Right, classic mode, right?
Yeah.
It's back to 1 mana?
Yeah, it'll be 1 mana in classic. And
Yeah,
they could revert it for wild.
We could
classic.
Bring back Tempo Mage. Dude, some of these, like, that used to be my favorite card.
Yeah. I forgot about, oh my god, so many cards. They keep slaughtering too many cards. All right, I'll shut up. Let me get some water.
Hey, this is exciting. I think as a wild player, like, I don't know, you've seen over the past month people like begging, like, can you change things up a bit? Just, we don't need like giant nerfs. We just like shake it up a little bit. We're tired of seeing the same thing. This does that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, it's ironic because Wild has the most possibility, and then you see the same two decks. It's like, this is the opposite of what this game mode was intended to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's move on to our deck of the week. I think it's probably a good time to do that.
Okie dokie.
All right, so we were talking about deck of the week here, and Austin, what you mentioned is, hey, does it have to be something like current or something that I enjoyed? I'm like, dude, let's talk about what you like playing. And so we're looking at this Togwaggle Druid, and I was looking at your clip there on Twitch, and man, like, this combo is one of the funnest to pull off. I will tell you, I'm excited to learn from you here because I really struggle with this. I trying to wrap my brain around, you got to play stuff in the right order, but I think one of the things that I enjoy most about decks like this that are combo oriented is like you're assembling a puzzle, and so you gotta, not only you have to stay alive long enough, but then you got to draw the things, and then you got to have them all, and then you got to play them in the right order. But if you're able to accomplish this, like, the payoff is so big. It's like so entertaining, man. So
yeah, I love it.
So can you tell us a little bit about this deck?
Sure. This version I haven't played, but it's only like a card or two different with Guess the Weight because that came out recently. But when I was playing it, aggro wasn't really meta, so I was able to get away with a lot to this because you armor up. You ramp up, you armor up, and most of the time I was playing priests, and it's tricky with priests because most of the time you win, but other times if they get like a dirty rat off on one of your combo pieces, or if, let's say, what's that 3-mana card that switches hands?
Oh, Illucia. Yeah.
Illucia. That card is detrimental, but like if you can survive and if you can manage your hand properly and not discard combo pieces, or let's say you hit Juicy Psych Melon and you miss Aviana, but you hit Geppetto and you play Geppetto on 8, you require less combo pieces. So there's a game within the game of Hearthstone when you play this deck, which is something that I really enjoy.
Talk to me. Yeah. I love hearing someone like you explain like a deck like this, the game within the game. I'm excited for this because like I've seen you play this. I know you know this deck. Like I'm just ready for this. Like I'll play other decks. Like Nate said, this deck is like a puzzle. I'll play other puzzle decks, but this one I have yet to ever master. Not even close. So I'm ready. I'm spectating tonight. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm shutting up.
I'm excited too. Well, you bring that up. It's funny because last night I was playing and I tried Ben's version of Mozaki and I tried yours. And dude, I was missing lethal like left and right. I was like, oh, dude, I got the combo. And you were just like, no, wait. And I was like, no, I got it. It's cool. And you're like, no. And like I played Jack on stream and like I was like, oh, dude, I'm going to beat Jack. Just watch this. I'm going to get 100 legend points just for beating this one dude. And like I got excited and I pulled the trigger a little bit too early. And I was like short lethal by a couple damage, and I was like, oh, so embarrassed. And
was he streaming?
I don't know. I was.
I think he was.
It was like, oh, dude. So I tell you, I mean, there's combos, but to master one takes some special skill, like Mike's saying, the game within the game, and I've always struggled with this one as well. So I'm excited to chat about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's great, but like right now with like Secret Mage being as prominent as it is and aggro being as prominent as it is, like a lot of your ramp options help help your opponent more than they hurt your opponent. So like with Biology Project, if you give them extra mana, that gives them more resources to go off and kill you. It's kind of rough.
It is rough.
It can be, yeah. I will say Druid has some resilience where there's so much ability to armor up. But,
yeah, for sure.
Hey, for the people who are listening to the audio version of this, let's run down the list real quick. So it's 1 copy of Innervate, 2 copies of Lightning Bloom, 2 copies of Biology Project, 2 copies of Naturalize, 2 copies of Guess the Weight, 2 copies of Ferocious Howl, 2 copies of Branching Paths, 2 copies of Juicy Psych Melon, 2 copies of Overgrowth, 2 copies of Swipe, 1 Spreading Plague, 1 Azalina Soul Thief, 1 Malfurion the Pestilent, 1 Overflow, 1 Geppetto Joybuzz, 1 King Togwaggle, 1 Yasiel Windsinger, 1 Aviana, 1 Kun the Forgotten King, and 2 copies of Ultimate Infestation.
And that's not the end-all be-all combination. Like, you can take something out for another Spreading Plague if you feel like you need it, or like you can add some Nature Studies, the 1 mana card that makes your next card cost, or your next spell costs 1 less, and you discover stuff. You can add a couple of those in there.
What would you say are your biggest flex spots that you can pull stuff out to add those in?
I would say maybe Overflow. Overflow can be really useful for not only the heal, but it acts as a cheaper Ultimate Infestation. So, like, that's not totally necessary, but you can have it. You can take out Malfurion. Most of the games I don't even play him, but it does help when you swap your opponent's deck with yours to have that extra armor up if you need it, or that extra 3 damage on the hero power. But you can take that out. You can get rid of probably the Guess the Weights. Like, I haven't played with them. I was an idiot and dusted a lot of my Druid cards to play other classes because I wanted to get 1,000 wins with every class. But there's a few different spots.
Okay.
Sure. So what is the actual combo here? I mean, I think we all kind of know, especially pre-nerf Aviana. So Aviana makes your minions cost 1, so you have to use an Innervate or a Lightning Bloom. But Aviana and then Kun to reset your mana, and then what is it from there?
You sell, and then...
And what does she... Sorry, I apologize. What does she do? She makes your spells cost 1, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Aviana, if you haven't hit Geppetto, if you haven't hit Aviana with Geppetto, it's Aviana, either Lightning Bloom or Innervate. If you play Lightning Bloom, I would suggest playing another card to get that extra mana, because you might need it to play your opponent's cards when you swap. So Aviana, either Lightning Bloom or Innervate, and then Kun, all of your draw cards, so you can cycle through your deck. You have to be wary of your board space as well. So if you have Naturalizes, you can use those on your Ultimate Infestation 5/5s to get more for your Togwaggle and your Azalina.
Okay.
And then just armor up, swap decks. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Aviana, Coin, Kun, all your draw cards. Well, excuse me. You sell first, then all your draw cards. Once you get to the end of your deck, you hit King Togwaggle. You naturalize whatever you need to naturalize. If their board is a threat, naturalize their stuff. If you don't have room for your Azalina, kill off one of your own units, and then play whatever you want from their hand. And then they concede.
So the idea essentially is you mill yourself, and then you swap decks with them. So when you play Togwaggle, you switch decks, and you give them the card that... what is it, 5 mana or something to switch decks back? And I'm sorry, how do you get rid of it? It's Azalina? Is that what it is, to steal their hand?
Yeah. Azalina steals their hand with that card, so if they do swap, you can swap it back.
I see.
There's nothing more demoralizing, when someone plays that combo on you, and like all the cards just like copy from the Azalina, and like I have the treasure, but then they have the treasure. So like if I swap it, they'll swap it back. Like it's such like it's like chess, like checkmate, like it's over, like you can't get out of it, like you literally can't. It's crazy.
Things to look out for though, the card, I think it's a 7 mana card that increases the size of Warlock's hands. You could potentially give them the swap, but you don't get it back because your hand size is still 10.
Ooh,
like there's a lot of different matchups that you have to pay attention to.
Okay.
No, it's Valdris. People are playing
cool.
it. People play that sometimes in Reno Lock, so you got to be careful of that. I didn't
you said something. Normally Hydra would prompt a question like that, like what would we look out for that we normally wouldn't see. So that's pretty cool to know. Like we gotta watch out for that Valdris thing if that pops up.
I would not have thought of that and been really bummed.
Right? Like, oh wait, snap.
I'm guessing that's one of those, like, you don't know till you know.
Yeah, exactly. No. What else? I think that's basically it. Just survive until you get your combo, and try your best to play around deck disruption and combo breaker decks. Like combo breaker decks, they Like if they know, then you're like you just concede. Like there's nothing you can really do. But other than that, you basically win. It's fun.
So I'm excited. I really am happy that you wanted to chat about this deck and play it. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm glad. I feel like you're gonna enjoy it.
For those of you either watching live, watching the YouTube, listening to the audio version of this, typically what we do in the show each week is we talk about a deck, and then after the show's over, we'll play some games with it, and then we'll put those games as like a highlight reel on the YouTube. And so it's one thing to talk about a deck, but it's something different to see it in action and have us talk through the plays. And so if this is a deck that you're interested in learning, then take a look at our gameplay video later. Kind of moving on and wrapping things up a little bit. A couple things that we do on the show. So first off, just a big giant shout out to the patrons of our show. So first and foremost, Shokunin, thank you so much for being the executive producer of our show. You've been a lifesaver time and time again. And we just appreciate you. And then a big thank you to all of our patrons. So Adam W, Claudette G, Daniel B, Justin M, Wildcard, and Armorn. Thank you guys so much for being patrons of the show. If anybody watching or listening is interested in supporting the show financially, you can visit our website at borntobewildhs.com. Click on the Find Us page, and there's a link to our Patreon. We've got some cool stuff coming in the near future. We just need a little bit of time to work on it. Also, we've got some great merch on our website. So if you're interested in Born to Be Wild with our logo and artwork and stuff on it, we do have that. And then if you're somebody who's on Twitch quite a bit, we've got several new emotes that are in the works that should be ready. I've already submitted them. They're just waiting for approval. And for whatever reason, they're kind of taking their time. But we've been working with an incredible artist. We've got 3 emotes submitted for approval, another one in the works. And she's an amazing artist. And so I'm really excited to be able to use these. And so if you're interested in using those, you can sub to us on Twitch. And
and you can do that using Prime Gaming.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Let me show you.
What's
Let me
Prime?
show you guys how to do it. Prime is
YungHunt.
you attach your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and it gives you a free subscription to use every month. And half of that revenue, or half of the cost of a normal subs revenue, goes to the person that you subscribe to. So it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps the people that you like. So go ahead and use that Twitch Prime.
That's amazing. I love that.
That was perfect. That was perfect. And as soon as we get those emotes approved, you will have access to those beautiful emotes.
I saw on Twitter those emotes, and they look dope. So dude, I'm looking forward to using those.
She's a really good artist, and her rates are reasonable, and I'm just super excited. So yeah, hey, appreciate the sub.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, so
appreciate that Prime. Love it. We love Primes around here. Solarian Prime, Twitch Prime. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, normally this part of the show we would do a new legend shout out, and I haven't seen any this week. For those people listening, anybody who hits Wild Legend for the first time, please reach out to us, whether it's email or Twitter or Discord or whatever. And happy to give you a shout out on the show. I did want to take a brief second just to give a quick word of encouragement. I saw one of the folks in our Discord over this week, believe it was I'm So Odd HS, who was kind of down a little bit and struggling with ladder and stuff. I wanted to say, hey, when I hit Legend for the first time, the 3 months preceding it, I hit rank 1 3 months in a row and just could not get there. And man, it took me a long time. And so I think that, it's just part of the growing pains. You get there, you just got to keep pushing the button. If I'm thinking of the right person, right, had just hit D5 for the first time, and then went up to 2, and I was like, holy cow, man, you're making more progress faster than I ever did. So chin up, keep the faith, and you get there.
Yeah, and one thing you have to remember is the swings that can happen. Like, you get win streaks, your opponents get win streaks. You tank to the rank floor, it happens. I have gone from, I think my worst one was rank 1 2 stars, and I went completely to the rank 5 floor from rank 1 2 stars, and I was just so bummed.
Dude, I've put in 10 to 15 hour days grinding ladder so many days, and that's happened to me so many times. So don't give up, guys.
I've literally watched YungHunt when he did streams. Like, it was encouraging, and not to beat the dead horse, but like, like watch him just continue to put the effort in, but then we'll finally get through at some point. But like he did put that work in. It does suck. I've been there as well, just to chip in a little bit. It is discouraging, and whoever hears this in the moment, if it bothers you, that means that you're emotional about it, and that's a good thing because that means that you're trying. The genius words from Memnarch: keep track of your stats. If you're at 50%, you're on the right track. You just got to change a few things to increase your percentage. Now, if you're at 30%, we have a conversation. So keep pushing at it. You're doing great. Look how far up you're flying. I'm so odd, just to come back to Nate's original point. Anybody listening to this, you know what I'm saying? If you're pushing, keep pushing. It happens. Like I've been D1 3 stars so many times. Like rank, like what's it called? Legend boss. I have so many legend bosses do like rank back to D5. Like forget this. I played way back when you go back to 20. Like so, just keep pushing, Just keep pushing.
All right. Last little bit of the show we've been doing now for about a month are these listener challenges, and this has been an absolute blast. And the last one was hard. The last one, in fact, was really hard, and we can blame it on Martian Boo. That's cool. It was his idea, and I think it was a pretty brilliant idea. We had 2 people complete this quest. So the challenge for last week was you had to get lethal with the Sphere of Sapience, which is a 0 attack weapon, and so you had to figure out ways to buff the weapon. And then on top of it, you got to do it with all 10 classes. And so we had 2 people complete this. So it was, of course, Seth, like always, and we had Kenray. And so congrats to you 2 for doing this. Big props. And so we're going to do a quick wheel decide in terms of, so this is how it works. Whoever is able to complete the challenge within the week up to the prior show will get entered into a drawing for... You get a couple packs on us, and you get bragging rights. You guys get bragging rights no matter what, just for doing it. Jeez Louise. But we'll gift a couple packs to one of you 2. And so let me pull up the wheel super quick, and we'll click, and whoever gets it gets a couple packs on us, and then we'll unveil the challenge for this coming week.
Wait, another wheel? Yo, this show is awesome, dude.
Hey, Kenray again. So hey, congrats. Hey, just let us know in Discord what type of packs you want. Any packs, that's fine. I think you wanted Descent of Dragons last time. Whatever you want's fine. All right, so here's the challenge for this week, and I don't remember whose idea this was, but I really liked it. So the challenge this week is a little bit different. What we've done for the past month is we've said, hey, get lethal with this, get lethal with this, get lethal with this. So we're doing something a little bit different this week. No lethal matters. This week, the challenge is grow the biggest weapon, and so you do need a Kingsbane. Apologies in advance if you don't have the card. But the weekly challenge is whoever can get the largest Kingsbane. You got to get it as buff as you can. And I want to see you guys in Discord with your pictures. And it's just like on eBay when you're bidding on something. Like, hey, my Kingsbane is at 5. And then someone will post, mine's at 8. Oh, mine's at 10. Oh, well, mine's at 11. Like, I want to see. So whoever gets the biggest Kingsbane. So I want to see like a 30 attack Kingsbane.
So you're telling me that people can keep submitting like bigger Kingsbanes all the way up until next Friday, potentially?
Yeah, that's right.
Woo!
So hey, you get started on it right now. Does it have to be Kingsbane? I mean, I suppose you could do a different weapon. What do you guys think about that? I mean, here's the deal. If you have Kingsbane, you're at an advantage because it keeps the buffs and it gets shuffled back in. Yeah. And so, I mean, you could do it with another weapon, but like, what is the biggest weapon? I think it's Gorehowl is a 7.
I mean, we can open the floor if you want to use a different weapon, but Kingsbane keeps the enchantments. So my vote goes to the group. What do you guys think?
I'm open to. I mean, I'm a little bit opposed to the idea that you have to have this one specific card, or otherwise you can't play along with us. So if you want to do it with a different weapon, that's fine. So maybe we call this week build the biggest weapon.
Okay, got it.
I had Kingsbane in mind, but certainly, you can use a different weapon if you don't have it. That's fine. But I want to see the biggest weapon, and I'm just looking at attack. I don't care about the durability. You can do it in casual mode, or you can do it on ladder ranked. That's fine. But no, you cannot do it against a friend. You cannot do it against the innkeeper. It's too easy. It's just too. It just makes it too easy. Yeah. For more info, tune into our Twitter and our Discord.
Yeah.
But you guys can feel free to get started on the challenge. YungHunt, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
No, thank you guys. Yeah.
Dude, you're an awesome guy. Like having you on the show, like talking to you. I love your content. I don't know. I think, man, you got a smooth voice, and I like your videos, man. They're fun to watch, and so I would encourage people to check out your content. Where can people find you if they want to watch your videos or watch you stream?
So it's kind of tricky because like I've been on and off of Twitch, like during the whole Adpocalypse and DMCA strike era. I switched to YouTube.
Okay.
I felt like Twitch isn't handling a lot of the problems that are coming their way properly. So I haven't really been on Twitch, but as of late, I've been coming back to say hello to everybody that I kind of just left. So occasionally you can find me on twitch.tv/YungHunt, youtube.com/YungHunt, TikTok.com/ I'm at iYungHunt, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I don't use those too much, but I have Discord as well. It's pretty inactive. I'm trying to get it more active. Those are all the places right now.
We really appreciate your time, man. It's been an absolute blast. So thank you for giving us your evening.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are freaking awesome. I said it to you before the show started that like I really appreciate what you guys are doing, like building a community around something that you really love, and you are holding people accountable that don't have the same standard as you, which is really important. You got to teach people how to treat you. And if they're not treating you properly or the people in your community properly, you give them the boot. So I respect that a lot.
Appreciate that a lot, man. A lot.
Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, Mike, where can people find you?
Yes, sir. All right. This is the official announcement to the official rebrand begin. You guys can find me for now at Mike Low TV on all platforms.
Big things in store. I always like to see what you got going on, Mike. Hey, Hydra, where can people find you?
I have no idea what's going on, by the way, guys. Like, I'm just laughing, but like, there's an inside joke that I'm missing here, and I can't wait to find out.
I just see Mike scheming over there. I'm sure. Yeah. Mike, we talk a lot during the week, and this young man over here has these brilliant ideas, and I'm always excited to see when he comes up with something new. And
he said, "This young man." Love it.
I can say that. I got more. I got more gray hair than you. It's okay.
I'll take it. My mama said black don't crack. Go ahead, Hydra.
Wow. Yeah, everybody, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Hydralisk_HS, and where you can find me most active is in our Discord. I encourage everybody to come check it out. We have a great community there. Everybody get in here because we got channels for everything, all the different decks that you want to see. People are popping in their ideas, their innovations. People chat, what can I replace this card with? We got it all. Even if you just want to come and see some cute kittens and doggies, just come check out our Discord. Come chat. Everybody likes cute kittens and doggies. So
heck yeah.
Yep.
Come check us out there.
All right, you guys can find me on Twitter at NateWolfTCG. It's NateWolfTCG. More importantly, you can find the show at borntobewildhs.com. It's borntobewildhs, as in Hearthstone.com. Kind of echo what Hydra said. Head over to the Discord. I know not everybody has Discord, but I really recommend it. It's a lot of fun. As far as a social media platform goes, I enjoy it much more than I do Facebook or Twitter or anything else.
Yeah, man.
And it's, for a show that focuses on community, that's where the community lives. And so, we interact with people pretty much all day, every day there. And it's just been an absolute blast. And so I recommend it. The easiest way to find it is to go to our website. So borntobewildhs.com. If you click on the link that says find us, there's a link to our Discord, and you can join directly from there. One final note, someone had asked, right? We used to do parody songs at the end of the show. We sort of stopped doing that because it's very difficult creatively to come up with. And someone had reached out and asked, hey, would you guys take submissions from listeners? Yeah, man, if you guys this is a show about the community. If you guys want to participate, by all means.
Yeah, we'll play.
So
I like it.
I'm down. Anyways, I really appreciate YungHunt for being here with us tonight. I appreciate Mike and Hydra. It's always fun hanging out with you guys on a Friday night. All of you guys who join us here in chat, it's always been a blast. We'll see you guys after the show for the co-op portion. online. And then I hope you guys are all able to join us next week. Special guest is Goldaniel, who is my warlock brother, and we will have
Born to be warlock. What? Okay.
That's right. Will be a blast. So we'll see you guys next week on Born to be Wild.